Hey you guys, it's me Gemstone at tarothealing.com. I hope you guys are doing really well. This is the monthly reading and I'm going through now the fixed signs. And so the next fixed sign is going to be a fixed air sign, and so that is Aquarius. So let's see what shows up for you guys in the month of August. And so, like normal, I'm just going to start off with your finances and your work and money situations, and then I'm going to be moving on to your relationships, whether you're single or coupled, and then I'm going to be doing your spiritual cards last. Now, I'm using the Deviant Moon Tarot. I'm really enjoying this deck too much, I think. Honestly, I love this deck. I haven't even gone through the white book. I've just been using it like straight away. Like, something in me just connected automatically with these cards. So let's just see what shows up for Aquarius. So starting off with your work and finances, your first card is the High Priestess. And your following card is the Queen of Pentacles. And your last card for finances is the Two of Pentacles. So I kind of get this impression that you are trying to take better control of your finances. You're trying to be more responsible. You may be on a limited income or have a limited budget, but it's like you're trying to make it work for you as best you can. I also can see that maybe some of you are working even more than one job, trying to make ends meet for yourself or trying to generate a greater income. I feel like you're working very hard and it's like you're very focused on work and financial matters right now. The High Priestess to me is almost like saying that for some of you guys, the High Priestess could also be representing if you work in a spiritual field or a healing field. You might be really focused on generating income from those kind of uh like what's the right word, from that kind of work. There was a better word for it, but let's just go with that. From that type of work, the High Priestess sometimes can represent that which is unseen, that which you don't really know about, or might become apparent to you. So I don't know if something related to a work or financial situation is unclear to you or uncertain to you at this time. It also represents our intuition. So it might be saying that if an opportunity feels right for you, it probably is right for you. So go with what you feel, because I feel like if you do that, it will lead you towards something that is profitable for you financially. Also, the Queen of Pentacles could be representing an earth sign person, so it could be representing a Virgo, Taurus, or a Capricorn. And so you might be intuitively guided towards this earth sign person, and they could be the help that you receive in terms of a work or financial situation, or somebody that wants to help you in that area of your life. Or maybe even this person might be giving you an idea that can lead to you generating another form of income, because I kind of see for some of you guys you're generating more than one stream of income. It like either one may not be generating loads of money, may not be bringing in loads of money, but again it is helping you. So you know, anything is a help financially. Once it's increasing money or like something, then it is helpful. So that's kind of what I see. The High Priestess could also be somebody that you may be even going to, somebody that may be giving you advice that is, you know, again, a healer or does some kind of spiritual works and things like that. So maybe some of you might be seeing somebody like that is kind of helping you in a financial way, because obviously you get some kind of healers that maybe they do some may do spells. Some may help by, you know, providing different kind of ways of generating money for you, but using more spiritual modalities to do that, you know. So it could be that kind of thing. If you're into that kind of thing, it could be representing that also. But I do kind of see you trying to balance out funds, uh and definitely being a bit more sensible with your money, trying to find ways to make the money that you do have work for you in the best way. um yeah, you can make it work. So that's what I see. Or you could even be working in partnership with somebody else as well. So partnerships might be really profitable for you um at this time also, especially if you're working with an earth sign person, because they usually have really good ideas in terms of finances, and money. And being that you're the air sign, it's almost like you're the one that can bring more of the ideas and everything like that, and you could bring more of the logic, and the more analytical side of business and stuff like that, whereas an earth sign person can bring more of the practical side of things. And so together you actually might make a really good team. So let's see what shows up for you guys that are single. So you have the lovers as well. That's interesting. The lovers. And you have the Knight of Swords, and you have the Eight of Wands. Okay, so if you're single, you're getting good news about a love relationship. I think that you're either connecting with somebody this August, like you're gonna have some kind of summer loving going on, Aquarius, or you're hearing back from a lover from the past or from a distance. So basically you are going to receive some message from somebody that you've been in a love relationship with, or you have the potential of establishing a love relationship with this person. I feel that the communication is coming through fast, and I even feel for some of you guys, you're going to be the one reaching out to them, because maybe you really want to hear from them. You really want to know how they are. Maybe a friend of yours might mention somebody that you've been thinking about, and you're like, oh yeah, that would be really good if I get in contact with this person. And then you get in contact with them and you guys end up reconnecting or re-establishing something. So I feel in that sense, it is really good. Another thing is that I'm really drawn to this interpretation of the Eight of Wands with this woman, and she seems to be like she's just about to cut down these uh the wands, and then somebody is coming in and leaving a note. So I don't know if it's a case of maybe you were even ready to get over a certain person, and then all of a sudden you do hear from them. Like maybe you're almost willing to cut ties with a certain individual, and then out of the blue they're like, just they're talking to you like it's normal, like they don't have any kind of issue with you, but maybe you were ready to just end stuff, and they were like, oh, how are you doing, like just out of the blue, like how sometimes that happens. So it could be like that for some of you guys as well. So let's see what is happening for those of you that are in relationships, even though I feel like there's strong potential for those of you that are not in relationships to be hooking up with somebody. But let's see what happens. If you're in a relationship, you have the World card with the Four of Pentacles with the Tower. Oh, right. So you have two major arcana cards and then a minor arcana card in the middle. The first message that came to me when I looked at these cards is with the World and the Four of Pentacles. I feel like it could be saying that maybe your partner is going to be moving away from you for some kind of reason, and you don't want this person to go. I feel like you really want to hold on to this relationship. You really want to hold on. And it's not to say that the person is leaving you. I don't get this impression that for some of you guys, then it could be that they're ending, but I don't really feel like it's ending. I just feel like maybe it's a work situation that is sort of taking them away from you, like they have to work in a different location. Maybe they're even from a different place, like maybe you're dating somebody that lives elsewhere and they've been with you where you are for quite some time, but maybe I don't know if their stay has run out or something like that, and then they have to go back to where they're from. But there's something like that where there's a distance and you don't want them to go, like you want to still hold on to the way things were because you're so used to them, and obviously you do have feelings for them, and you just don't want to see the relationship be affected by anything like that. But the Tower card is saying that if you're going to be stuck on trying to make things be the same as they were, there's no point in being stuck on that, because the Tower is saying that things are going to change. Things are going to be shaken up. And the difficult thing with the Tower is that it can happen suddenly, and it is outside of your control. The World is kind of telling me that yes, there may be some difficult lessons, some things that you don't want to face, some things that you don't want to deal with, but it's kind of saying that the universe is going to force you to deal with them, because the universe is creating the change. And that can bring up a lot of conflicts for us, because I kind of get the impression that what these cards are saying is the universe is wanting one thing and you're wanting another thing, and you're trying to go against what the universe is doing, but it's going to happen anyway. So regardless of what the situation is, you have to be ready for that change, because even if you're not, it's going to happen. And I feel like the less accepting you are of the situation, the more painful it's going to be for you. The tower doesn't have to mean that everything becomes literally destroyed. The tower, if anything, the positive thing about the tower, because that's usually a card, one of the cards that people get maybe scared of seeing in the tower reading. But basically, what the tower really, the tower really signifies is that yes, things do shake up in our lives, but it gives the opportunity for things to be rebuilt and reestablished as well. Sometimes with the tower, things become so old and stuck. It's almost like a really old uh building that, you know, is all falling apart. And yes, for some people, you know, these old buildings are they're great because they say, oh, well, it's you know, it's represents history, and you know, it's sentimental and all that kind of stuff, and it's great. You know, it's almost like if you go to see a really old you go to a town where they have really old buildings and stuff like that. It's wonderful to see and it's great to be around. But then the thing is that if the building was crumbling apart and was dangerous for you to go inside, it's like, well, how beneficial would that building be if it's a danger to other people, you know? So it's kind of saying that sometimes you have to pick your battles in certain situations. If something is really great and it looks great and everything, but it's detrimental to you in some kind of way, well, then obviously you have to get rid of it. You have to accept that that building is gonna have to be demolished. you know Sometimes you just have to make that choice. And so what I kind of see with the tower card in this respect is that even if things do seem like they're going in the direction you don't want them to go, or certain things are affecting your relationship that you just are hoping won't affect your relationship, it's saying that you have to kind of allow the process to happen, and know that once the process has happened, you can still rebuild things. You can still re-establish things. It doesn't mean that it's ending, and it doesn't mean that this change is going to affect the relationship forever. And I think especially if you know that you and this other person really do truly love each other, really truly do care about each other, then you would find a way of re-establishing things and fixing the relationship or the situation that is happening. So, or you will survive through it basically. So okay, that's the for those of you that are in relationships. For your spiritual cards, you have the Seven of Cups with the King of Wands, with the Justice card. The first thing I felt when when I looked at your first card, the Seven of Cups, and then I was thinking about all the stuff I said about for those of you that are in relationships, I kind of get the impression that you might be trying to find ways. You're trying to find ways to solve issues in your life, even if it's not directly to do with your relationship. But I feel like it's just in general. You're trying to find certain solutions for problems, and the King of Wands is kind of saying that yes, you are trying to control certain situations. You are trying to think like outside the box in some kind of way. But then the Justice card is saying that this is a time where you really have to make some important choices and decisions. Another thing I would say is be careful with your judgment being clouded. Like not really seeing the full picture of certain situations, because sometimes I don't like to see the Seven of Cups is one of them cards I don't really love anyway. But the Seven of Cups, being so close to the Justice card, is kind of telling me that something is clouding your judgment in certain ways when it comes to making certain decisions in your life. The King of Wands may be saying that there's something within yourself that you're moving towards, and you're moving towards it because you feel like it's right for you, and you're mostly thinking about maybe how it affects you in some kind of way. But then it's kind of saying that you have to be careful with just thinking about what you desire, and letting your desires overshadow your judgment in certain ways, because sometimes the things that we may be wanting or maybe craving may not always be the thing that we need at this time, or it may not exactly be the thing that is going to help us in the long run when it comes to making the right decision. um yeah, yeah, that's what I'm getting. So I would say, yeah, you have to kind of tap into the energy more of, okay, what the mind is really trying to communicate to you. And I know that's a weird thing to say because you are an Aquarius, you are an air sign, and usually that's where you live in the mind. But I'm kind of getting this idea that there's something that again is clouding your judgment in some kind of way. You may not be seeing both sides of a situation, you may be just looking at it mainly from your own point of view. And I feel like if you look at something only strictly from your own point of view, it may turn out not to be exactly what you thought it was, you know? So yeah, just be careful with that kind of thing. So peace and many blessings to you, Aquarius. I'll be seeing you. Bye.